I'm Mr. Vanny. Welcome to our channel, Crime Chronicle 1. A house on fire, 5 children missing. What really happened on Christmas Eve 1945? Did the Sodder children survive? On Christmas Eve, 1945, a quiet home in West Virginia, United States of America, glowed with holiday warmth. But just after midnight, the laughter of 10 Sodder children was swallowed by something far darker.
Shadows danced where home should stand. Whispers rose from the crackling wood. 5 voices lost, misunderstood.
A strange thump on the roof, a sudden fire erupting in the hallway, and within minutes, the Sodder home was an inferno. George and Jenny escaped with 4 of their children, but 5 never made it out. But here's what chills the world: nearly 80 years later, there were no remains in the ashes. The ladder needed for rescue gone, the house's trucks disabled, and the phone line cut. Sightings of the missing children began to surface, whispers of a kidnapping and a mysterious photograph mailed decades later. Was this a tragic fire or a perfectly executed abduction?
But not the tide. Stockings hung in a line. Dreams in
Tonight we reopen a case the flames treat and fail to erase.
cruel light. All but dreams were dead. A ladder gone, the stars stood mute.
Welcome back to Crime Chronicle 1, where we expose the mysteries time refused to bury. In tonight's episode, we revisit one of America's most haunting disappearances, the 5 Sodder children who vanished in the middle of a Christmas Eve fire. A story filled with chilling clues, strange warnings, and a family's lifelong battle for truth.
Beneath the rubble where shadows see, the ashes whisper names. They cry, they fall in the cold of night.
Let's step into the night where fire met silence, and 5 children vanished without a trace.
Beneath the rubble where shadows see.
Christmas Eve, December 24th, 1945, Fayetteville, West Virginia, United States of America. Snow drifted quietly across the darkened slopes of Fayetteville as the Sodder home glowed with Christmas warmth. Inside, the laughter of 9 children danced through the wooden farmhouse, mixing with the smell of pine and the twinkle of ornaments. But outside, unseen eyes might have been watching. By dawn, the Sodder house would be reduced to ash. By sunrise, 5 Sodder children, Maurice 14, Martha 12, Louis 9, Jenny 8, and Betty 5, would be gone forever. And the question that would stalk their family for decades would not be who killed the children, but rather, did they die at all? Because in the ruins of that blazing Christmas fire, not a single bone was ever found.
A telephone caught a stranger's face, a twist in the dark, a vanishing trace. The wind carries questions, the fire left behind. 5 hearts unspoken, trapped in.
George and Jenny Sodder were Italian immigrants who carved out a new life in West Virginia, United States of America. George was ambitious, strong-willed, a man who built a trucking business from nothing. Their home stood like a symbol of stability after years of labor and sacrifice. Their 10 children energetic, hardworking, endlessly curious were the center of their world. But in a coal town filled with immigrant tensions, political frictions, and World War II anxieties, people noticed George. He spoke loudly against Mussolini. He criticized the Italian fascist regime, and not everyone appreciated his opinions. By the fall of 1945, strange signs began to appear, subtle at first, then alarming. But the Sodders couldn't have known they were stepping into the crosshairs of a mystery that would define true crime history for generations. It began with a stranger, uninvited and unknown. In October 1945, a man came to the Sodder home and warned George that his outspoken views would bring destruction. "Your house," he said coldly, "will go up in smoke and your children will be destroyed." Soon after, a life insurance salesman stormed off in rage when George declined his offer, sneering, "Your house will be gone in a year. Your children are going to pay." An unsettling pattern of warnings grew. Another stranger appeared, pacing outside the Sodder home, examining the fuse boxes. "You're going to have a fire someday," he muttered. There were other strange occurrences.
Dreams in thread by dawn's cruel light, all but dreams were.
A Sodder child noticed a strange car parked near the house, watching the children walk home from school. Phone calls began with silent or indistinct voices. The fuse box, recently upgraded by the power company, supposedly still dangerous, according to a mysterious visitor. Jenny felt at first creeping sense of a presence hovering around them. But whatever was building, it was invisible until Christmas Eve.
What secrets you keep beneath the rubble where shadows see.
December 24, 1945, 10 p.m., the older kids Maurice, Martha, Louis, Jenny, and Betty begged their mother for permission to stay up late and play with new toys. Jenny, tired from holiday preparations, agreed. It was a simple decision, yet, if she had known, the younger children climbed to their attic room, their silhouettes dancing against the lights of the Christmas tree. The house was warm. The night seemed peaceful, but danger had already slipped inside. December 25, 1945, 12:30 a.m., Jenny woke to the sharp ring of the telephone. A woman giggled on the other end, asking for someone Jenny didn't know. In the background, laughter, clinking glasses like a distant party. As Jenny hung up, she noticed something strange. The downstairs lights were still on and the curtains open, unusual for the children. She assumed they had simply forgotten and went back to bed. 1 a.m., a loud thud echoed across the roof like something heavy rolling. Then silence. 1:30 a.m., a smell sharp, deadly, crept into her dreams. Smoke. Jenny opened her eyes to a crackling nose. Flames.
Vanishing trace. The wind carries questions, the fire left behind. 5 hearts unspoken, trapped in.
Within seconds, fire consumed the stairway to the attic, the children's bedroom. George, Jenny, and the 4 youngest who slept downstairs escaped. But 5 children were trapped above, cut off. Desperation overtook instinct. George smashed windows, screaming their names, bleeding from the glass. He raced for the ladder he always kept by the house, gone, stolen. He ran to the trucks to drive them under the window as makeshift ladders. Neither truck would start, despite running perfectly the previous day. Neighbors came, drawn by the flames, but the fire moved unnaturally fast, as if fueled by accelerants. By 8 a.m., the house was gone. All that remained was a smoking foundation and unbearable silence. December 25, 1945 morning, Fire Chief F.J. Morris supervised the site. After only 2 hours of searching, unusually brief, he declared, "There are no bones, because the fire burned hot. The children are gone." But Jenny knew fire. She boiled bones for soup stock. Even at high temperatures, bones remained. She tested it. She burned animal bones for hours. They never disintegrated. Experts later confirmed, a house fire cannot completely cremate human remains. Even crematoriums at 2000 degrees Fahrenheit for 2 hours leave recognizable bone fragments. But the Sodder home burned for 45 minutes. So where were the bones? Where were the teeth? Where were the children?
A blaze lit the sky like a cruel red hand. Shadows danced where home should stand. Whispers rose from the crackling wood. 5 voices lost, misunderstood.
December 30th, 1945, the coroner's jury issued a verdict, accidental fire, faulty wiring. But the Sodders were outraged. The lights had been on during the fire, impossible with faulty wiring. The strange man's warning about the fuse box, the missing ladder, the disabled trucks, the unexplained thud on the roof, the rapid spread of flames, everything pointed to a coordinated attack. Jenny refused to allow burial. She said, "I will not bury coffins with nothing inside." The Sodders began the fight of their lives.
In a line, dreams in thread by dawn's cruel light. All but dreams were dead.
In 1946, the private investigations begin. The Sodders hired C.C. Tinsley, a private detective. His discoveries added gasoline to the fire. The shocking revelations: 1. The fire chief admitted he had found a heart in the ashes, but hid it in a metal box instead of telling the family. Later examination revealed it was not a heart, but cow liver buried deliberately. 2. Witnesses reported seeing a man stealing a block and tackle, equipment used to remove engines, from the Sodder property the night before the fire. This could explain the trucks failing. 3. A woman claimed to see the children watching the fire from a passing car, as if being driven away. Four. A woman at a Charleston hotel said she saw 4 of the children, with 2 Italian-looking men the next morning. When she tried to speak to them, the men became hostile. The clues multiply, the answers did not. Possible suspects. 1. The Italian fascist supporters. George was vocal against Mussolini. Some local Italian immigrants supported the dictator. He had received threats. Possible reason: retaliation for political opposition. 2. The life insurance salesman. The man who said, "Your children are going to pay." Possible reason: motive: George. Opportunistic knowledge of the home. Threats direct and explicit. 3. The mysterious stranger at the fuse box. The man who said the Sodders would have a fire Sunday. Possible reason: he examined the electrical systems, possibly planning sabotage. 4. Organized kidnapping ring. Several witnesses later claimed the children were seen alive, in groups accompanied by adults who discouraged interaction. Possible reason: Italian or American trafficking groups during the post-war era.
Hearts unspoken, trapped in
5. The fire chief F.J. Morris, his behavior raised questions, hid the so-called heart, conducted very limited investigation, gave contradictory statements. Possible reason: either hiding incompetency or a deeper involvement. 6. The mafia theory. Some believe the children were taken as leverage against George for financial or political reasons. Possible reason: retaliation or extortion.
whispers rose from the crackling wood. 5 voices lost, misunderstood. The ashes whispered names. They cried.
Jenny's nightmares and George's obsession. Years passed, but the Sodders lived in a perpetual December 25th. Jenny placed flowers every day by the ashes. She stopped celebrating Christmas. She stopped sleeping at night. George traveled across West Virginia, Kentucky, even Florida, chasing every whispered rumor, every tip that the children might be alive. 1947, a letter to J. Edgar Hoover. Desperate, George wrote directly to the FBI director. Hoover reply: although I would like to investigate, local jurisdiction prevents us unless invited by authorities. Local police refused. The investigation hit a wall.
Dreams in thread by dawn's cruel light. All but dreams were dead. A ladder gone, the stars stood mute. Smoke swallowed answers left the truth in dispute.
A public cry for justice. In 1950, the Sodders raise a billboard. On Route 16 between Ansted and Fayetteville, George placed a massive billboard showing the faces of his lost children. 5 SODDER children missing. What was their fate? Drivers from across America saw the message. It became one of the most haunting images in true crime history. The billboard stayed up for nearly 4 decades. New pain. Between 1952 to 1960, witnesses surfaced. A man in Texas was rumored to be Louis Sodder. A woman in Florida claimed she raised one of the Sodder girls. A bar patron insisted he overheard men boasting about kidnapping the children. The Sodders followed every lead. Everyone ended in heartbreak. In 1967, a letter arrives. Jenny opened her mailbox to find an envelope. No return address, but marked from Kentucky. Inside was a photograph of a young man. On the back, Louis Sodder. I love brother Frankie. Bill Bowes. A 90132 or 35. The resemblance was startling. George became convinced certain that this was his missing son, now grown. They hired more investigators, but the trail vanished. No sender identified. No man found. Another dead end. The one that felt close.
A twist in the dark, a vanishing trace. The wind carries questions, the fire left behind. 5 hearts unspoken, trapped in.
In 1969, George died, heartbroken, never knowing the truth. Jenny wore black for the rest of her life. She built a garden over the ashes of the old home, a garden of mourning that became her sanctuary. 1989, Jenny died. The surviving Sodder children carried the search forward. Though the fire of hope had dimmed, the mystery remained intact, untouched by time.
A blaze lit the sky like a cruel red hand. Shadows danced where hope should stand. Whispers rose from the crackling.
Theories that still haunt the case. 1. The children died in the fire. This is the official ruling, but the facts counter it. No bones, no teeth found. Cremation temperatures far exceeded home fires. The fire burned too quickly and too unevenly. Most experts reject this theory. 2. The children were kidnapped. Strong evidence supports this. Sightings after the fire. The speed of the fire, suggesting arson. Missing ladder and disabled trucks. Threats beforehand. The photograph of Lewis. This remains the most widely believed theory. 3. Mafia or Italian syndicate retribution. Given George's political views, some believe the children were taken to punish or silence him. 4. Human trafficking ring. Post-war America saw rises in crime networks. Some believe the children were taken and relocated under new identities.
Stockings hung in a line. Dreams in
5. Local conspiracy. The actions of the fire chief and certain townspeople raise uncomfortable questions.
but dreams were dead. A ladder gone.
A case that refuses to die. Even today, investigators, YouTubers, podcasters, and armchair detectives try to untangle the threads. The Sodder children, if alive, would be in their 80s or 90s today. No remains have ever surfaced. No death certificates. No conclusive evidence. Only the echo of a Christmas night swallowed by fire, and 5 faces frozen in time.
What secrets you keep beneath the rubble where shadows see? The ashes whisper.
Nearly 8 decades have passed since the fire that changed the Sodder family forever. But the questions it left behind have never cooled. No bones, no graves, no answers. Only theories, sightings, and a billboard that stood for decades demanding the truth. Were the children taken? Was this revenge, conspiracy, or something far more sinister? The disappearance of the Sodder children is more than a tragedy. It is a dark tapestry of threats, fire, silence, and secrets buried beneath the ashes of a winter night. This story endures because the truth has never surfaced. And until it does, the wind that blows across the old Sodder property still whispers. To this day, one question still burns. Where are the Sodder children? One major question for our audience still remains, with the earlier warnings and signs. What would you have done better that George or Jenny didn't do?
A telephone cut, a stranger's face, a twist in the dark, a vanishing trace. The wind carries questions, the fire left behind, 5 hearts unspoken, trapped inside. Beneath the rubble where shadows see. telephone cut a stranger's face, a twist in the dark, a vanishing trace. The wind carries questions, the fire left behind, 5 hearts unspoken, try